Hey everyone, my name is Jake. I am 26 years old and I am from Brazil. But 5 months ago, I could not speak a single full sentence in English. Not even, how are you? Without thinking too much, I was completely lost. Today, I want to tell you how I learned English in just 5 months, without any expensive classes, without going to an English-speaking country, and without wasting my time on useless methods. But this is not just my story. This is your story too. If you have ever felt frustrated, stuck, or embarrassed because of your English, keep watching. Because I was exactly where you are. And I promise, if you listen to my full journey step by step, you will know exactly how to improve your English. To the beginning, because my journey did not start with motivation. It started with a big failure that changed my life, the moment that changed everything. I always wanted to work for an international company. My dream job was to be a software engineer at a big tech company. I loved coding. I was good at it, and I worked day and night to become the best. Finally, after years of hard work, I got my chance. I applied for a huge company in the US. The recruiter emailed me, "Congratulations, you are selected for an interview." I was so excited. I imagined my life in a new country, earning a big salary, working with the best people. But then the interview happened. I remember it. Like it was yesterday, I opened Zoom, and there were 3 interviewers, all native English speakers. They started speaking, and I felt like someone had pressed fast forward on their voices. I could not understand anything. They asked me, the first question, "Jake, can you tell us a bit about yourself and your experience in software development?" I panicked. I knew the answer in my head, but the words did not come out. I said, yes, I am, software, I do coding, many projects, good, I am very good. They looked at me. The silence felt like a knife in my stomach. They asked another question, but I could not answer that either. In the end, one of them smiled and said, "All right, Jake, thank you for your time." I knew what that meant. I had failed. I did not get the job, not because I was not good enough in my field, but because I could not speak English. That day, I understood the power of English. It was not just a language. It was the key to my dream. And right now, I did not have that key. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, angry at myself. For years, I told myself, I don't need English. I'll just be good at my job, and that'll be enough. But now, I saw the truth. Without English, I was invisible. That night, I made a decision. I would learn English, and I would learn it fast. Most people, when they start learning English, they do one thing first. They pay for expensive courses. But I did not do that. Why? Because I had already tried them before, and they did not work. A year ago, I paid for an online English class. The teacher made me memorize vocabulary lists, do grammar exercises, and study boring rules. But after 3 months, when I tried to have a conversation, I still could not speak. So I knew that expensive classes were not the answer. If I wanted to learn English fast, I needed something different. I needed a system that worked in real life. And that's when I started my 5-month method, which I will share with you now, step by step. Part 1. The first 15 days. The biggest mistake that beginners make is that they think they need more words. I thought the same. I thought, if I learn 1,000 words, I will speak fluently. But the truth is, I already knew hundreds of words, yet I still could not speak. So for the first 15 days, I did not study any new words. Instead, I did something much more powerful. I started learning how to use the words I already knew. Here's exactly what I did. 1. I made a survival sentence list. I sat down and thought, what do I actually need to say every day? I wrote 50 simple sentences that I needed in real life. For example, hi, how are you? Can you repeat that? I don't understand. I'm learning English. I need a coffee, please. Every morning, I read these 50 sentences out loud, not twice, 10 times. At first, my tongue felt slow, but after 5 days, these sentences became automatic. 2. I started speaking to myself in English every single day. This is one of the most powerful things I did. Whenever I was alone, I spoke English to myself. For example, when I was in the shower, I said, I'm taking a shower. The water is hot. I feel relaxed. When I made breakfast, I said, I am making eggs. I like eggs. They are easy to cook. At first, I felt stupid, but then I realized this was my private classroom. No one could hear me. No one could judge me. And in just 1 week, my brain started thinking in English. 3. I practiced 5 sentences a day, but with a twist. Every day, I chose 5 sentences from movies or real conversations. But I did not just read them. I copied them. Exactly. I repeated them 10 times, but with the same emotion, speed, and pronunciation as the native speaker. This helped me fix my accent and sound natural. By the end of the first 15 days, something changed, just the beginning. Because after 15 days, I started the real practice. Part 2. The real practice begins. After 15 days of fixing my biggest mistake, I was finally ready to take the next step. I could say basic sentences without thinking, and I felt more confident. But I knew this was not enough. I did not want to just say short sentences. I wanted to have real conversations. I wanted to understand native speakers without translating in my head. I wanted to speak fluently. So, I created a new plan. This plan would change everything. If you follow it, you will improve faster than you ever thought possible. I realized something important. Part 3. The real practice begins. When I tried to fix my biggest mistake, I was finally ready to speak English. My brain was slow. I knew words, but I could not put them together quickly. I needed a way to make speaking feel natural. I started using a method that I now call the question-answer method. This method is simple but powerful. Here's how it works. 1. I asked myself a simple question in English. 2. I answered it immediately, without thinking too much. 3. I repeated the process with different answers. For example, I started with an easy question. Question: what did you do today? At first, my answer was short. I worked, but I forced myself to say more. I worked on my project. I worked on my project for 3 hours. I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break. I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break. I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break and had some coffee. Every time I answered, I added more details. This trained my brain to think in English and speak without hesitation. Another example. Question: What did you eat for breakfast? First answer, I ate eggs. Then, I ate eggs and toast. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry, and I love eating a big breakfast. I did this every single day for at least 30 minutes. My speaking speed improved dramatically. My sentences became longer, and I stopped translating in my head. One of my biggest problems was pronunciation. Even when I spoke English, I still sounded like a foreigner. Native speakers understood me, but my accent was strong, so I used the echo technique. 1. Consistency is so important because most good things in life take time. We don't become good at something in one day. Success, progress, improvement. All these things need time and effort. And the only way to keep moving forward is to take small steps every day. When you are consistent, you build a strong habit. You train your mind and body to keep working, even when it feels hard. You create a routine that becomes part of your life. Another reason consistency is important is because it helps you stay focused. Sometimes we try new things and stop quickly because we don't see fast results. But when we are consistent, we learn to be patient. We learn that big changes come from small actions, and that gives us confidence. We start to believe in ourselves. We say, yes, I can do it. I'm making progress every day. Also, consistency removes stress. When you do something every day, it becomes easier. It becomes part of your normal day, just like brushing your teeth or drinking water. You don't have to think too much. You just do it. And when you do it again and again, you get better. You build momentum. Like a train that starts slowly, but becomes faster and stronger as it moves forward. So, in simple words, consistency is doing the right thing again and again. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. It's about believing in the small steps. And most of all, it's about not giving up. You don't need to do big things. Just take small actions every day. Over time, those small actions will bring big success. Why is consistency so powerful? Now that we understand what consistency means, let's talk about why it is so powerful. You may not always feel it, but small actions done every day can create big changes in your life. At first, these actions might feel too small or too slow. You may feel like nothing is happening. But if you stay patient and continue, you will see how powerful consistency really is. Let's say you want to speak English fluently. You decide to learn 10 new English words every day. On the first day, you learn 10 words. That's good, but it doesn't change much right away. On the second day, you learn 10 more. Still, it feels like a small step. But now, think about it. Think about what happens after 1 week. You have learned 70 new words. After 1 month, you know 300 words. And in 6 months, you will know more than 1,800 English words. That's a big number. You didn't learn them all in one day. You did it slowly, step by step. This is the power of consistency. Many people don't reach their goals because they want quick results. They do something for a few days and then stop. They think, this is not working. But they don't give it enough time. Change takes time. Growth takes time. Success is not a big jump. It's many small steps in the same direction. When you do a little every day, you are not only getting better, you are also building strong habits. These habits help you move forward, even on days when you don't feel very strong. Now let's talk about motivation. Many people say, I will study when I feel motivated, or I will exercise when I feel like it. But here's the truth. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited and ready to work, but on other days you feel tired or bored. That's normal. Motivation is like the weather. It changes. Sometimes it's sunny and sometimes it's cloudy. You cannot wait for perfect weather to go outside. In the same way, you cannot wait for motivation to take action. This is where consistency becomes your best friend. Consistency stays, even when motivation leaves. It's about doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like it. It's about keeping your promise to yourself. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't need motivation to do it. You just do it every day because it's a habit. That's how you want to treat your goals too. Make them part of your day. Make them a habit. And that habit will take you far. Let me share a simple story. There was a man who wanted to improve his English. He was very busy with work and family, but he decided to listen to English podcasts every morning for just 10 minutes. Only 10 minutes. Some people told him that's not enough, but he continued. Day after day, week after week. He listened while walking, while cooking, or while cleaning. After a few months, his listening got better. He started understanding more words and sentences. Later, he started speaking with more confidence. He didn't study for hours. He was just consistent. That's what made the difference. You see, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present. Show up for your goals every day, even in a small way. If you miss a day, it's okay. Just come back the next day. Don't quit. Don't say, I failed. I will try again. Because one small action each day is more powerful than one big action once in a while. So remember this. Consistency is stronger than motivation. Small actions build strong results. If you want to grow in English or in life, don't wait for the perfect time. Start today, keep going tomorrow, and believe that your small steps will lead to big success. That's the real power of consistency. Consistency is not just a good habit. It's a life-changing one. It's a life-changing one. Consistency is not just a good habit. When you are consistent, you give yourself the chance to improve, grow, and succeed. Improve, grow, and succeed. Let's explore the many wonderful benefits of being consistent, not only for learning English, but also for your personal life. First of all, consistency helps you improve your skills and make real progress. Think about any skill you want to learn. Reading, writing, speaking English, cooking, driving, or playing the guitar. No one becomes great at these things in just one day. Improvement happens slowly, step by step. When you practice a skill every day, even for a short time, you get better. Your brain learns better. Your hands move faster. Let me ask you, what did you do yesterday? What did you do the day before? And what are you planning to do tomorrow? Still nothing? Still the same? Still waiting for someday? That someday will never come. It's a lie. Your dreams don't care about your excuses. The world doesn't care about your reasons. Only your results matter. Solution: start valuing your hours like gold. Write down your daily plan. Focus on one thing that will push your life forward. Cut 1 hour of social media every day. Use it to read, learn, or grow. Time is your friend only if you respect it. Otherwise, it becomes your biggest enemy. Lesson 2. Stop blaming and start building. Your life is your responsibility. Not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not your government. You. Only you. You. People waste years crying about what they didn't get. I didn't go to a good school. My family doesn't support me. I don't have the money. I don't have talent. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Do you know who wins in life? The person who says, I don't care what I didn't get. I'll create something from nothing. Look around you. The most powerful people in this world. Many of them had nothing. No money, no support, no guidance. But they had one thing: the decision to change everything. Example: think about someone like Oprah Winfrey, born in poverty, abused as a child. Today, a billionaire and one of the most respected people in the world. She didn't sit and cry. She didn't blame. Accept your story, but don't be a victim. Say this every day: I'm responsible for my life. Write your problems on paper, then write one solution for each. No matter how small, you are not weak. You are not unlucky. You are just not using your power. Your comfort zone is a trap. You wake up, check your phone, eat something, watch videos, scroll Instagram, maybe study a little, sleep again, repeat. It feels easy. It feels relaxing. But do you know what's happening? You are dying slowly. From the inside, your comfort zone is killing your dreams silently, because there is no growth in comfort. All success lives outside of it. You want to speak fluent English? Even if you make 100 mistakes, you want to start a business, then start. Even if you fail the first 10 times, but most people never start because they're scared to feel uncomfortable. They're afraid of failure, afraid of embarrassment, afraid of people laughing. Let them laugh. Let them doubt you. But you keep moving. Imagine a seed. If it stays under the soil, it will grow, become something powerful. You're the same. Solution: do something uncomfortable every day. Speak English even if you're scared. Join that class. Apply for that job. Post that video. Fail proudly. Fail loudly. But fail forward. Because nothing great ever came from staying safe. Lesson 4. I'll do it later is the biggest lie you're telling yourself. Let me be brutally honest with you. If you are someone who keeps saying, I'll do it later, then understand this truth. You are lying to yourself. And the more you lie, the more you destroy your own life. Quietly, slowly, and permanently. I'll do it later is the voice of laziness. It is the voice of fear. It is the voice of your weaker self trying to trap you. It doesn't mean I will do it later. It actually means I don't want to do it at all. Look around you. The people who win in life are not the ones who say later. They are the ones who say now. Right now. This second. They act. Even if they're not ready. Even if they're scared. They act because they know later becomes never. You keep saying you want to learn English. Then do it now. You keep saying you'll exercise. Start a side hustle. Read a book. Fix your sleep. Meditate. And when does that later come? Next week? Next month? Next year? Time is not your slave. It doesn't wait for you. You don't get a message saying your time is over. It just ends. And you will be left with one thing: regret, the worst pain in this world. Example: I started that YouTube channel 2 years ago. You didn't. Why? Because of fear. Because you said later. Now someone else is doing it. Someone else has your dream. And you sit there watching their videos thinking, that could have been me. Solution: set a timer. 10 minutes. Whatever it is, start it now. Stop overthinking. Tell yourself this: if I don't do it now, I probably never will. And just begin. Not perfect, just begin. One action now is better than 100 perfect plans for later. Lesson 5. Stop thinking. Start doing. Your mind is your best friend and your worst enemy. And for most people today, their mind is their cage. Why? Because they think too much and do nothing. You want to start a business. You think about it for months. You want to speak in English. You think about speaking, watch videos, take notes, but never speak. You want to go to the gym. You plan the routine, buy the clothes, download the app, but never actually go. Overthinking is destroying your life. You think so much that you become tired before even starting. You imagine the failure before even trying. You write the story of defeat before even playing the game. And that's why you stay stuck. Thinking is important, but only for a short time. After that, it becomes fear. And fear is a liar. You don't need to know everything to begin. You just need to begin. You want to improve your English? Don't just watch motivational videos. Start speaking. Start writing. Start listening every day. Speak in front of the mirror. Record your voice. Make mistakes. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect English. You just need to do. Example: imagine a guy who wants to learn swimming. He reads books on swimming, watches 50 videos, buys the best swimsuit, and talks to swimmers, but never jumps into the water. Learn, number. You're doing the same with your dreams. Solution: think for 10 minutes, then act for the next 10 hours. Build momentum. Let action become your habit. Shut down your mind and let your hands move. Let your legs move. Let your life move. Because success doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. Lesson 6. Be that guy. Not the lazy one. Not the one who complains. Not the one who always gives up. Be the guy who does what others don't. Be the guy who wakes up early when others are sleeping. Who studies when others are partying. Who speaks when others are scared. Who believes when others laugh. Who keeps going when others quit. Be the guy who inspires without saying a word. Not everyone will believe in you. That's okay. Not everyone will support you. That's okay. You support you. You believe in you. People will doubt you. They will say, you've changed. Let them. You're not here to stay the same. You're here to grow, to evolve, to become the man who doesn't need validation, because his success speaks for him. In every family, in every group of friends, there's always that one person who becomes something big, the one who proves everyone wrong. Why not you? Why do you think success belongs to someone else? Why not you? Solution: every morning ask yourself, what would a disciplined man do today? Then do that. Dress like success. Talk like success. Walk like success. Don't tell people your plans. Show them results. Be that guy who people talk about. You years later, because you changed everything. It's consistent. How to stay consistent? Start small. Don't try to do too much at once. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough. Make a routine. Set a fixed time for your practice. For example, practice English every morning. Track your progress. Keep a small notebook or use an app to track your daily progress. Stay motivated. Remind yourself why you started. Imagine how good you will feel when you improve. Be patient. Results take time. Trust the process and keep going. Consistency is the secret to success. No matter what goal you have, learning English, getting fit, or improving a skill, small repeated actions will lead to big results. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day and doing your best. So, if you want to improve your English or anything else, don't wait for the perfect moment. Practice a little every day and stay consistent. You will see amazing results. The science behind consistency. How are habits formed? Habits are actions that we do repeatedly until they become automatic. When we first start something new, our brain has to work hard to focus. But the more we repeat them, the easier it becomes. This happens because of a process in our brain called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and adapt. Inside our brain, there are billions of tiny connections called neurons. When we repeat an action, these neurons form pathways. The more we repeat the action, the stronger the pathway becomes. Just like a trail in the forest that becomes clearer, the more people walk on it. For example, when you first learn to ride a bicycle, it feels difficult. You have to think about balancing, pedaling, and steering all at the same time. But after practicing many times, your brain strengthens the connections, and riding a bike becomes automatic. The same thing happens when learning a language, playing a sport, or building any new habit. Repetition strengthens neural pathways. The brain works like a muscle. The more we use it in a certain way, the stronger it gets in that area. Each time we repeat an action, we are strengthening the neural pathways in our brain. This is why consistency is key. If we stop practicing, those pathways weaken and we start to forget what we learned. Think of a dirt road. If cars drive on it every day, the road becomes smooth and clear. But if no one uses it for months, grass starts growing and the road disappears. Our brain works the same way. The more we practice, the easier things become. The compound effect. Small daily improvements lead to big success. There is a powerful idea called the compound effect, which means that small daily improvements add up to huge success over time. Even tiny progress, when repeated every day, leads to amazing results in the long run. Imagine putting just $1 in a savings account every day. It doesn't seem like much at first, but after a year, you will have $365. After 10 years, you will have $3,650. And if you keep going, your money will grow even more. The same idea applies to learning. If you learn just one new word in English every day, after a year, you will know 365 new words. After 5 years, you will have learned 1,825 words, which is enough to have great conversations. Success doesn't happen overnight. It comes fast. from small daily actions that build over time. Real-life examples of consistency leading to success. Athletes, the best athletes in the world, don't become champions overnight. They practice every single day, even when they don't feel like it. A basketball player who shoots 100 free throws every day will become much better than someone who only practices once a month. Successful entrepreneurs. Business leaders like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos didn't build their companies in one day. They worked on their ideas every day, improving little by little, learning from mistakes, and staying consistent for years. Language learners. Imagine two people learning English. Person A studies for 30 minutes every day, while person B studies for 5 hours once a month. Even though person B studies for a long time in one session, they forget most of what they learned because they don't practice often. But person A, who studies every day, will improve much faster because of consistent repetition. Why most people struggle with consistency. Many people give up too soon because they don't see fast results. But consistency is like planting a tree. In the beginning, you don't see much happening. But if you keep watering it every day, it will slowly grow into a strong tree. The problem is that people stop watering their tree before it has a chance to grow. To stay consistent, remember, progress is slow at first, but it will add up over time. Don't focus on perfection. Focus on showing up every day. Even small actions count. The science behind consistency is simple. Repetition strengthens the brain. Small actions create big results, and success comes from daily effort. Whether you want to learn a language, start a business, or become an athlete, the key is to keep going. You don't have to do something big every day. Do something. Over time, those small efforts will turn into something amazing. Common challenges and how to overcome them. Staying consistent is not always easy. Many people start with great energy, but over time, they face challenges that make them stop. The good news is that these challenges can be overcome with the right mindset and strategies. Here are some common obstacles and how to deal with them. 1. Lack of motivation. Why motivation is temporary, but discipline is long-term. Many people believe that motivation is the key to success. They wait until they feel excited before taking action. But the problem is that motivation doesn't last forever. Some days you feel inspired, but other days you don't feel like doing it. Anything. That's why discipline is more important than motivation. Discipline means doing something even when you don't feel like it. Successful people don't wait for motivation. They build habits that keep them going, no matter how they feel. How to overcome this challenge. Create a daily routine and stick to it, even on days when you're not motivated. 1. Remind yourself why you started. Write down your goal and look at it every day. Take action first, even if you don't feel like it. Motivation often comes after you start. 2. Distractions and excuses. How to eliminate them and build a habit. Sometimes she sat by the river. Sometimes she walked near the shop. She did not ask me anything. She did not expect anything. She was just there. I thought she would get bored. I thought she would stop coming, but she did not. One evening, I found her sitting on an old bench near the river. The sun was setting. The water looked golden. I was tired, but I walked toward her. "Why do you come here every day?" I asked. She looked at me and smiled. "Because I want to." Her answer made no sense. "You don't even know me," I said. She tilted her head. "Maybe I do." I shook my head. "No, you don't." She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Maybe you think people always leave, but I am still here." Her words made my chest feel heavy. I did not know why. I did not answer. I just sat next to her. The sky turned dark, and we stayed there in silence. The next day, she brought tea. She placed it near me like before. I looked at it for a long time. Then, for the first time, I picked it up. It was warm in my hands. I took a small sip. She smiled, but she did not say anything. She did not need to. Something was changing. I did not know what, but for the first time, I did not feel alone. She became a part of my days. I did not expect it, but I noticed when she was not there. Every morning, she came to the shop. Every evening, she sat by the river. She talked sometimes, but not too much. She never asked questions I did not want to answer. She never pushed me to speak. She was just there, and I let her be. One day, she came later than usual. I was fixing a car, but I looked at the door. She was not there. I told myself it did not matter. I worked harder, trying to ignore the feeling in my chest. But the hours passed, and she did not come.